Brother stole fiancé, mom defended him. He wants my help after cutoff, lost everything Reddit family tailies. Hello everyone. Before we begin today's video, I need your help. We've noticed that the channel is losing traction, and subscribing is one of the best ways you can help us. It's simple, free, and allows us to keep bringing you great content. Your support means everything. Let's keep this channel growing collectively. Thank you very much. Now let's begin the video. So since some of you have requested the complete tale, I guess I should start at the beginning. This is going to be long, but whatever. Hello everyone. I never thought I would be posting something like this online, but honestly I am at my wit's end and need some outside perspective. I am Ava, 28 years old, and I have two brothers, Tyler, who is 30, and Noah, who is 26. We grew up in what I guess you could call a pretty normal suburban family, except for one major thing. My parents, especially my mother, have always favored my older brother Tyler. Like golden child syndrome to the max. From the time we were little, it was always Tyler, Tyler, Tyler. If Tyler got a bad grade, it was the teacher's fault. If Tyler broke something, it was an accident. If Tyler was mean to Noah or me, well, boys will be boys. You get the picture. Noah and I learned pretty quickly that fairness was not really in the cards when it came to our family dynamic. We mostly just tried to stay out of Tyler's way and not cause too much trouble. It was exhausting. Growing up, Tyler took full advantage of this favoritism. He was constantly getting into trouble but somehow always managed to land on his feet, usually with my parents bailing him out. Meanwhile, Noah and I were expected to be perfect little angels just to get a fraction of the attention Tyler got for simply existing. It was infuriating, but what could we do? We were kids. Things didn't really improve as we got older. Tyler coasted through high school, barely graduating, but my parents still acted like he was some kind of genius. Noah and I both worked hard in school, got good grades, and went to college, but it was always, oh, isn't it great that Tyler is doing so well? Even though Tyler was working a dead-end job and living at home, while Noah was getting a degree in engineering and I was studying to be a teacher. It made no sense. Anyway, fast forward to last year. Noah, my younger brother, met this wonderful woman named Deborah. Let's call her Deborah. She is kind, smart, funny, and genuinely lovely. Noah was completely smitten with her, and honestly so was everyone else who met her. They were perfect together. They dated for about a year, and then last January Noah proposed. Deborah said yes, and we were all thrilled. Finally, some good news for Noah. He really deserves happiness. My parents, surprisingly, seemed happy for Noah too. Or at least that's what they said. My mom gushed about how Deborah was such a nice girl and how excited she was for the wedding. Even Tyler seemed to be happy for Noah, or at least he acted like it. Looking back, I should have seen the red flags, but I really wanted to believe that things were finally going to be normal, or at least less dysfunctional. The engagement party was in February. It was a small gathering at my parents' house. Deborah's family came, our family, some close friends. It was a genuinely joyful occasion. Deborah looked radiant, Noah was beaming, and even Tyler managed to be somewhat charming. He actually seemed to be making an effort to be nice to Deborah and her family, which was unusual for him. I remember thinking maybe, just maybe, he was finally growing up. Boy, was I wrong. About a month after the engagement party, things started to get weird. Deborah started acting a little distant with Noah. He mentioned it to me, said she seemed preoccupied and wasn't as affectionate as usual. I told him maybe she was just stressed about wedding planning, which is a real thing. I tried to reassure him, but I could tell he was worried. He's always been sensitive, my sweet younger brother. Then, a couple of weeks later, the bomb dropped. Noah called me, sounding absolutely devastated. He said Deborah had broken up with him, just out of the blue. She said she wasn't feeling it anymore, that she didn't think she was ready for marriage, all the usual breakup cliches. Noah was heartbroken. He was completely blindsided, and so was I. Deborah had seemed so happy, so in love. What had happened? Of course, my first instinct was to comfort Noah. I went over to his apartment and we talked for hours. He was a mess, crying, confused, just completely broken. I felt so bad for him. He had finally found someone he loved, someone who seemed to love him back, and now it was all gone. It was so unfair. After a while, once Noah had calmed down a little, I started to wonder if there was more to the story. Deborah's breakup seemed so sudden, so out of character. I decided to reach out to her. I sent her a text, just saying I was sorry to hear about everything and that I was there for her if she needed anything. To my surprise, she texted back almost immediately. She asked if we could talk. We met for coffee the next day. Deborah looked terrible. She was pale and her eyes were red and puffy. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. I asked her what had happened gently, trying not to push too hard. And then she told me. And what she told me made my blood run cold. It turned out that Tyler had been pursuing Deborah behind Noah's back. Apparently, ever since the engagement party, Tyler had been texting Deborah, calling her, showing up at her work, basically love-bombing her. He had been telling her that Noah wasn't good enough for her, that he, Tyler, was the one who truly understood her, that they had a real connection. He had completely manipulated her, preying on her insecurities and vulnerabilities. And sadly, it had worked. Deborah admitted that she had been confused and flattered by Tyler's attention. She said he had made her feel special and desired in a way that Noah, who is a genuinely kind and gentle soul, hadn't. She knew it was wrong, but she had gotten caught up in Tyler's web of lies and manipulation. She said she felt terrible about hurting Noah, but she had convinced herself that she was doing the right thing, that she was following her heart. Following her heart right into the arms of my manipulative, narcissistic brother. I was furious, absolutely livid. Not just at Tyler, but at Deborah too, although I did feel some sympathy for her. She had been played, for sure, but she had also made a choice. A terrible choice that had broken my brother's heart. I thanked Deborah for telling me the truth, and I told her that I needed some time to process everything. I didn't say anything about Tyler, not yet. I needed to talk to Noah first. I went straight from the coffee shop to Noah's apartment. He was still a mess, but he seemed a little calmer than the day before. I sat him down and told him everything Deborah had told me. I watched his face as I spoke, and the hurt and confusion turned into anger and disbelief. He couldn't believe that Tyler, his own brother, would do something so low. And honestly, neither could I, although deep down maybe I should have. Tyler had always been selfish and entitled, but this was a whole new level of betrayal. Noah was devastated, but he was also angry. He wanted to confront Tyler immediately. I told him to wait, to calm down, to think about how he wanted to handle this. I suggested we talk to my parents together. Maybe, just maybe, they would finally see Tyler for who he really was. I know, wishful thinking. We went to my parents' house that evening. We told them everything. We told them about Deborah breaking up with Noah, about Tyler pursuing her behind Noah's back, about Deborah admitting that she had left Noah for Tyler. We laid it all out, expecting some kind of shock, some kind of outrage, some kind of support for Noah. Instead, we got nothing. Well, worse than nothing. We got defensiveness and denial. My mother's first reaction was to blame Deborah. She said Deborah must have been leading Tyler on, that she was probably just confused and didn't know what she wanted. She said Tyler would never do anything to hurt Noah intentionally. Never mind the fact that he had literally stolen his fiancée. My father just kind of sat there, looking uncomfortable and saying nothing. He usually just goes along with whatever my mother says anyway. I was stunned. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I asked my mother how she could possibly defend Tyler after what he had done. I told her that he had betrayed Noah in the worst possible way, that he had broken up a happy couple, that he had manipulated a vulnerable woman. She just kept making excuses for him. She said Tyler was just young and impulsive, that he probably didn't realize the consequences of his actions, that he was probably just in love. In love. He had known Deborah for like 5 minutes. Noah, who had been trying to stay calm, finally lost it. He started yelling at my mother, asking her how she could always take Tyler's side, no matter what. He said he was sick of being the second-class son, sick of Tyler getting away with everything, sick of her constant favoritism. It was a huge blow-up, the biggest fight we've ever had as a family. My mother started crying, saying we were being unfair to Tyler, that we were ganging up on him, that we were trying to ruin his life. Ruin his life. He was the one who was ruining lives. Noah and I stormed out of the house, completely disgusted and heartbroken. I honestly don't know what I expected. Part of me had hoped that my parents would finally see the light, but I guess some people are just too blinded by favoritism to see the truth. The next few weeks were awful. Noah was a mess. He couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't focus on anything. He took time off work. I stayed with him as much as I could, trying to support him. Our friends rallied around him too, which was really helpful. At least he knew he wasn't alone. As for Tyler and Deborah, well, they were suddenly a couple, just like that. Tyler, the great hero, had rescued Deborah from the clutches of boring old Noah. It was sickening. They started posting pictures of themselves all over social media, looking sickeningly happy. It It was like they were rubbing it in Noah's face and in our faces too. My parents, of course, were thrilled. Suddenly, Deborah was the best thing since sliced bread. My mother started talking about how Deborah was so much better suited for Tyler than she ever was for Noah, how they were such a perfect match, how it was meant to be. I wanted to vomit. How could they be so blind, so delusional, so completely lacking in any sense of morality? I decided I couldn't stay silent anymore. I confronted Tyler. I called him and told him exactly what I thought of him. I told him he was selfish, manipulative, and a terrible brother. I told him he had hurt Noah in the worst possible way and that I would never forgive him for it. He tried to defend himself, of course. He said he hadn't meant to hurt Noah, that he had just fallen in love with Deborah, that these things happen. Fallen in love? Please. It was lust maybe, or just plain ego. He just wanted what Noah had because he always has to be the center of attention, the golden child, the one who gets everything he wants. I hung up on him. I was done. Done with Tyler, done with my parents' favoritism, done with the whole toxic family dynamic. I decided to go low contact with my parents. I told them I needed space, that I couldn't be around them while they were condoning Tyler's behavior. They were shocked and hurt, of course. My mother accused me of being dramatic and disloyal to my family. Disloyal? Who was being disloyal here? I also reached out to Deborah. I wanted to tell her exactly how much damage she had caused, how much pain she had inflicted on Noah. But then I stopped myself. What was the point? She had made her choice. She was with Tyler now, living in her little fantasy world. Nothing I said would change anything, so I just let it go. I decided to focus on supporting Noah and moving on with my own life. It's been about 6 months since all of this happened. Noah is still hurting, but he's doing better. He started seeing a therapist, which has been really helpful. He's slowly starting to rebuild his life. He's focusing on his work, spending time with friends, and even starting to think about dating again. It's a long road, but he's getting there. He's stronger than he realizes. As for me, I am still low contact with my parents. I talk to them occasionally, mostly out of obligation, but I keep the conversations brief and superficial. I haven't seen Tyler since all of this happened, and honestly, I don't want to. I have completely cut him out of my life. It's sad, but sometimes you have to protect yourself from toxic people, even if they are family. My parents are still with Tyler, of course. They are living in their little bubble of denial, pretending everything is fine. They keep inviting me to family dinners and events as if nothing has happened. I always politely decline. I just can't be around them right now. Maybe someday in the distant future, things will be different. But for now, I need to prioritize my own well-being and my relationship with Noah. I'm posting this here because I need to know if I am wrong. Am I wrong for cutting Tyler out of my life? Am I wrong for going low contact with my parents? Am I wrong for being angry and resentful? Sometimes I wonder if I am overreacting. Maybe I should just forgive and forget, move on, and try to rebuild my family. But then I remember what Tyler did to Noah and how my parents defended him, and I just can't. So Reddit AITH for how I'm handling this. I need some perspective. Update 1. Wow, I am honestly shocked at how many people responded to my original post. I was expecting maybe a few comments, but this blew up. Thank you all for your support and validation. It really helps to know that I am not crazy and that my feelings are valid. Reading your comments has been incredibly helpful and cathartic. A lot of people asked for updates, so here is what has happened since I posted. First of all, Noah is doing even better. He's been reading the Reddit thread, and he is also really touched by all the support. He says it makes him feel less alone in all of this. He's still going to therapy and making progress every day. He even went on a date last week, which is a huge step for him. It didn't go anywhere, but it's still progress. He's starting to smile again, to laugh again. It's wonderful to see. As for my parents, well, things are still strained. My mom actually called me after seeing my Reddit post. A friend of hers apparently sent it to her. She was not happy. She accused me of airing family dirty laundry in public, of making her look bad, of exaggerating everything. She said I was being unfair to Tyler, that I was painting him as a monster, that he is not a bad person, just made a mistake. A mistake? Stealing your brother's fiancée is not a mistake, Mom. It's a deliberate act of betrayal. I tried to stay calm during the phone call, but it was hard. I told her that I wasn't trying to make anyone look bad. I was just trying to get some perspective and support. I told her that I was hurt and disappointed by her and Dad's reaction to everything, and that I needed space. She just kept repeating that I was being dramatic and that I needed to forgive Tyler and move on. Forgive and forget? Seriously. Some things are just not forgivable. My dad hasn't reached out directly, but my mom mentioned that he is also upset about the Reddit post. Apparently, they are both very concerned about what people will think of them. Their reputation, of course, is more important than their children's feelings. It's always been that way. Tyler, surprisingly, has not contacted me. I guess he is either too ashamed or too arrogant to acknowledge what he did. Or maybe my parents told him to stay away from me to not make things worse. Who knows? Honestly, I don't care. I don't want to hear from him. I don't want to see him. I just want him out of my life. As for Deborah, I haven't heard anything from her either. I saw on social media that she and Tyler are still together, still posting their sickeningly sweet pictures. Good for them. I hope they are very happy together. I truly do, because misery loves company and they deserve each other. Okay, maybe that was a little bitter, but honestly I am still angry. It will take time to heal, I know. A lot of people in the comments suggested that I should go no contact with my parents completely. I am considering it. I'm not sure if I am ready for that yet, but I am definitely leaning in that direction. Their reaction to my Reddit post and to everything that has happened has really solidified my decision to keep my distance. They are not going to change. They are always going to prioritize Tyler no matter what he does, and I am done trying to get them to see reason. Thank you again to everyone who commented and offered support. It means more than you know. I will keep you updated if anything else happens. In the meantime, I am going to focus on myself, on Noah, and on creating a life that is happy and healthy, even if it means doing it without my parents and Tyler in it. Update 2. Another update for those who are still following. Things have continued to evolve, and honestly not in a way I expected. Remember how in the last update I mentioned my parents were upset about my Reddit post? Well, it escalated. Big time. A few days after my mom's angry phone call, I got a letter in the mail. Yes, a physical letter like something from the 19th century. It was from my parents' lawyer. Apparently they were threatening to sue me for defamation and emotional distress. Defamation? Emotional distress? Seriously. Because I posted my story on Reddit. It was unbelievable. I called Noah immediately, freaking out. He was just as shocked and angry as I was. We couldn't believe that our parents would actually stoop this low. Sue their own daughter for telling her story online. It was insane. We talked for a while trying to figure out what to do. Noah suggested we get our own lawyer just in case. Good idea, Noah. I contacted a lawyer friend of mine, let's call him Lawrence, and explained the situation. He was appalled. He said my parents' threats were ridiculous and baseless, that they had no legal grounds to sue me. He said it was clearly an intimidation tactic, meant to silence me and punish me for speaking out. He offered to write a letter back to their lawyer basically telling them to back off, which he did. Lawrence is awesome. Apparently Lawrence's letter worked. I haven't heard anything from my parents' lawyer since. Thank goodness. But the fact that they even considered suing me just shows how toxic and dysfunctional they are. It really solidified my decision to go no contact. If they are willing to resort to legal threats against their own daughter, then there is really no hope for reconciliation. So, that's what I did. I sent my parents an email, a calm and polite one, explaining that I was going no contact with them for the foreseeable future. I told them that I loved them, but I couldn't continue to have a relationship with them while they were condoning Tyler's behavior and threatening me with lawsuits. I wished them well and said goodbye. I braced myself for the fallout, but surprisingly there hasn't been any. My parents haven't responded to my email, haven't called, haven't texted. Nothing. It's like I have ceased to exist in their eyes. Which honestly is probably for the best. It's sad, of course, but it's also a relief. No more drama, no more manipulation, no more favoritism, just peace and quiet. Noah has been incredibly supportive through all of this. He is also low contact with my parents now, although he hasn't gone completely no contact yet. He still talks to them occasionally, mostly to check in and make sure they are okay. But he has also distanced himself emotionally. He realizes now that he can't rely on them for support or validation. He has to create his own family, his own support system, and that's what we are doing. Noah and I are closer than ever. We are supporting each other, relying on each other, building a new kind of family together. We have amazing friends who are also our chosen family. We are creating a life that is based on love, respect, and genuine connection, not on toxic family dynamics and golden child syndrome. As for Tyler and Deborah, well, karma finally caught up with them. Apparently their relationship has been falling apart. I heard through the grapevine from some mutual friends that they have been fighting constantly. Deborah is apparently realizing that Tyler is not the Prince Charming she thought he was. Imagine that. He is selfish, immature, and incapable of real intimacy. Who would have guessed? And here's the kicker. Tyler actually reached out to Noah. Yes, Tyler, the golden child, the brother who stole his fiancée, actually had the audacity to contact Noah. Apparently, he and Deborah broke up and he is miserable. And guess what he wanted from Noah? Sympathy, support, forgiveness. Unbelievable. Noah told me about it, laughing in disbelief. He said Tyler called him, crying and whining about how Deborah had dumped him, how he was heartbroken, how he didn't know what to do. He actually expected Noah to comfort him, to offer him advice, to be there for him. After everything he did, the nerve of this guy, Noah, bless his heart, handled it perfectly. He listened to Tyler for a few minutes, then calmly told him that he had no sympathy for him, that he had made his bed and now he had to lie in it. He told Tyler that he had destroyed his relationship with Deborah, ruined his relationship with Noah, and damaged his relationship with the rest of the family. He said Tyler needed to take responsibility for his actions and stop playing the victim, and then he hung up. Good for you, Noah. I am so proud of Noah for standing up for himself and not falling for Tyler's manipulative tactics. It shows how much he has grown and healed over the past few months. He is no longer the pushover little brother. He is a strong, confident, and resilient young man, and he deserves so much better than Tyler and Deborah. So that's where things stand now. My parents are still in denial, still favoring Tyler, still pretending nothing is wrong. Tyler is miserable and alone, facing the consequences of his actions. Noah and I are thriving, building our own lives, surrounded by love and support. And Deborah? Well, who knows where she is, probably looking for her next victim. Just kidding, mostly. Am I still angry? Yes, sometimes. But the anger is fading. It's being replaced by a sense of peace, of closure, of freedom. I am free from the toxic dynamics of my family. I am free to create my own life, on my own terms. And that is a wonderful feeling. Update 3. Final update, I think, unless something truly dramatic happens. And honestly, I hope nothing more dramatic happens. I am ready for some peace and quiet. So remember how Tyler contacted Noah wanting sympathy? Well, it gets even better, or worse, depending on how you look at it. A few weeks after Tyler's pathetic phone call to Noah, he called me. Yes, me. After months of silence, after stealing Noah's fiancée, after my parents threatening to sue me, Tyler finally decided to reach out to me. I almost didn't answer the phone. I saw his name pop up on my caller ID and my first instinct was to ignore it. But then curiosity got the better of me. I answered cautiously. Hello, I said, my voice tight. Ava, is that you? It was Tyler, his voice sounding weak and pathetic. Oh, please, what do you want, Tyler? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. I need to talk to you, he said. About what? I asked, already dreading where this was going. About everything, he said. About Noah, about Deborah, about Mom and Dad. I cut him off. Tyler, I don't want to talk about any of that, I said firmly. You made your choices. You hurt Noah, you hurt me, you hurt the whole family. And now you have to live with the consequences. But Ava, please just listen, he pleaded. I am really messed up right now. Deborah dumped me. Mom and Dad are furious with me. I lost my job. Everything is falling apart. Oh, boo-hoo, Tyler, I said, unable to keep the sarcasm out of my voice. Welcome to the real world. This is what happens when you are selfish and entitled and think you can get away with anything. But Ava, I need help, he whined. Can't you help me? Help you? Why would I help you, Tyler? You have never helped me or Noah in your life. You have always been the golden child, getting everything you wanted, while Noah and I were left to fend for ourselves. And now you expect me to help you, after everything you have done. Are you serious? Please, Ava, I am desperate, he said, his voice cracking. I don't know what to do. Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you stole your brother's fiancée, I said, and then I hung up. And honestly, it felt good, really good. Finally, I had stood up to Tyler, finally. I had refused to play his game, finally. I had put myself and Noah first. Later that day, I told Noah about Tyler's phone call. He just shook his head and laughed. He said, can you believe him? Still playing the victim, still expecting everyone to bail him out. I know, I said, it's pathetic. But you know what? Noah said after a moment of reflection. Maybe we should help him. What? I said, completely shocked. Help Tyler? Are you crazy? After everything he has done. Hear me out, Noah said. I'm not saying we should forgive him or forget what he did. But maybe, just maybe, this is a chance for him to finally learn something, to finally grow up. to finally realize that actions have consequences. I was still hesitant, but Noah's words resonated with me. He is right. Tyler has always been enabled by my parents. He has never had to face the consequences of his actions. Maybe this is his rock bottom moment. Maybe this is the wake-up call he needs. So after thinking about it for a while, I decided to reach out to Tyler again. I called him back a few days later. "Tyler, it's Ava," I said when he answered. "I got your message, Ava." Thank you for calling me back," he said, sounding genuinely relieved. "Listen, Tyler," I said, cutting to the chase. "Noah and I are willing to help you, but on our terms. Anything, Ava, anything," he said. "Just tell me what you want me to do." "First, you need to apologize to Noah," I said. "A real apology. Not just some empty words, but a genuine acknowledgement of what you did and how much you hurt him." Okay, I will apologize to Noah," he said quickly. "Anything else?" "Second, you need to take responsibility for your own life," I said. "No more blaming others, no more playing the victim, no more expecting mom and dad to bail you out. You are 30 years old, Tyler. It's time to grow up." "Okay, I understand," he said, sounding surprisingly humble. "I'm ready to change, Ava, I really am. And third," I said, "this is not about getting back with Deborah. That ship has sailed. This is about you becoming a better person, a better brother. A better son. Can you do that?" I think so," he said hesitantly. "I will try." "Okay," I said. "Then we will help you, but you have to work for it. This is not going to be easy, and so that's what we are doing." Against my better judgment, against everything I thought I believed, Noah and I are trying to help Tyler. We are not letting him off the hook. We are not forgiving him easily. But we are giving him a chance to redeem himself. It's a long shot, I know. Tyler has a lot of work to do. He has to confront his own selfishness, his own entitlement, his own narcissism. He has to learn to take responsibility for his actions, to empathize with others, to build genuine relationships. It's a huge undertaking. But you know what? I have hope. Maybe, just maybe, this crisis will be the catalyst that Tyler needs to finally change. Maybe, just maybe, we can salvage some kind of relationship with him and with my parents too, eventually. Maybe, just maybe, we can even become a real family again someday. It's a long road ahead, but for the first time in a long time, I feel like there is a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. And that, Reddit, is a pretty good feeling. Thank you for listening, for supporting me, and for helping me see things in a new light. Sometimes, even golden children can learn to tarnish, and sometimes, even broken families can find a way to heal. Life is strange, isn't it? But sometimes, just sometimes, it can surprise you in good ways too. Lessons learned. Favoritism is toxic, betrayal hurts, forgiveness is hard but sometimes worth it. And family in all its messed up forms is still family, even when they drive you crazy. Thanks for reading. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.